Hi everyone, I'm Vinod. You can call me Viz. I've been with the industrial world for past 15 years. Today we are going to talk about carbon net neutrality and how we can actually bring carbon negative or zero print or even negative carbon footprint. Let's talk about this 11 hours or 13 hours. For 11 hours is for net carbon neutrality and 13 hours is how we can have our existing brownfield assets to go negative carbon footprint. The first hour is rethink. You have to rethink the entire process, how the actual thing, and you have to baseline it. What are the problems we are facing it? How can we go about, how can we redo it, rethink everything. So basically you have to rethink the overall process, how we are doing the business. What are the issues we are going to have if there is a carbon tax. Second topic is research. So you have to research what are the latest and the greatest technologies. So how can we achieve the same product using modern technologies? Yes, there is an impact on brownfield, but this is the research phase. Third phase is reacting. So now this phase is reacting to the findouts what we have found in the phase 1 and phase 2. So the phase 1 is rethink, the phase 2 is research, and the third phase is react. So now we know that what is the latest and greatest green technologies we can bring into the existing process and how can the whole overall process can be improved. Forgetting about the financial portion, we'll come to the financial portion later on. Now it's reacting. Now pick up the decisions what can impact to the overall process and how can the overall product can be improved. How identifying what is the waste, how can we clear out those waste, unwanted over processing, things like that. This is the phase where you have to identify and also make sure that we take the right actions. So this phase is called react. The fourth R is ReChoose. ReChoose all your decisions made. Whatever decisions you have made which has resulted in your current product, re-verify them. How we can do it better, how can we achieve it. So think about those things and re-choose all your decisions. Fifth R. So this is the product where we are while re-choosing it, what you have to do, refuse. So you have to refuse the use of high carbon content products or carbon emission products. So you think about finding alternatives for choosing a product, which could be a raw material or which could be an outcome of your final product. So you refuse the use of high carbon emission products. 6R, reduce. So you can reduce the carbon footprint of critical items which you cannot reduce it. Always when you are doing a refusal process, there will be items which you cannot eliminate or avoid it. The only way is you reduce the footprint and look for alternatives. 7 and 8 I just want to combine together because there is a use for it. Okay, this is reuse and repair. So try to avoid single use raw materials or single use and throw equipments which has a high carbon footprint. Try to use a multi-purpose equipments so that you can have a long life. And right now financial is a different phase, but this is the phase of going for carbon net neutrality. Okay, so try to reuse the equipments as much as possible and repair. So if there is an equipment failure, try to repair it and repurpose it and reuse it. Okay, 9 and 10 hours. Recycle and repurpose. So recycling is making use of the waste byproducts which come out of the process or in the product manufacturing, or it can be anything part of your brownfield assets. Try to recycle them and reuse them and repurpose them. Repurposing means it's upscaling, finding a new use for an existing waste product which is coming out of a manufacturing process, or it can be part of existing production facility. So you repurpose the waste, which is an upcycling. That means it has its own life cycle and it is not simply going to as a waste. 10 and 11 for carbon net neutrality is reevaluating and repricing. So you have your existing model of manufacturing and production of your product, and you have a new method which is using a recycle green approach, where you are trying to reduce, ReChoose, React. So you are using all this 11 R's where you are trying to come with a reduction process. So you reevaluate it and reprice the overall product which you are already producing it using a green method. So you have to reprice it and restamp it. So this product is a green certified carbon free product. Repricing it off, you have an existing brownfield. So this has a carbon tax, this doesn't have a carbon tax on it. So using this one with the same product with a two different thing, the consumers can choose this one, and also they can also benefit with their own carbon credits, and government and the industries can subsidize this green carbon product. So end price is that you have to reevaluate and reprice your thing. Eventually the initial starting point, this carbon net neutral product is going to be a little bit costlier, but that is the sustainable model where you have to repeat this whole 11 hours until you reach net carbon neutrality, which is 0. 12 and 13 hours. Repeat, reproduce and reach carbon net neutrality. Basically you repeat the whole process again 11 hours and you find alternative ways for utilizing the waste. So ultimately what will come is that you will have a complete negative carbon footprint which can enable to have carbon credits.